Welcome to the Tropical Takeover show with yours truly, DJ ANARCHY, man. And you already know this is the show where I feature all the hottest artists from all around the globe. And joining me today, man, I got a very special guest. He is actually one of the baddest new artists I've seen, in the game right now. When I say baddest, I don't mean that he's a bad guy. He's just extremely talented. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, without any further ado, let's officially introduce my special guest today, EverythingOShauN. Wagwan.
Yeah, wagwan. Mister, I appreciate you for having me, DJ ANARCHY. We in the building, man. OShauN, we here, man. We finally here, man. Big yourself up.
So, OShauN, tell me, man, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are your roots from?
Well, oh, my roots. Oh, see, wow. See, you did that right. So my roots is Nigerian and Jamaican. My dad's Nigerian, my mother's Jamaican. I'm Canadian, so I'm from Toronto. But if you talk to my family, it's you're Nigerian. Okay, where your father is from, that's where you're from. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Nigerian, Jamaica, man. Big up yourself. You see it.
So yes, sir. So you're currently residing in Toronto, right?
Yes. I'm out here in Toronto.
Right.
Specifically a spot out here called Brampton, but that's the GTA. So big up the whole people from Toronto and Brampton. You don't know.
Yeah, man. And how's the musical scene over there?
That's a lyric question. Everybody's an artist out here. I can't even lie to you. So everybody's working, everybody's grinding. The music scene, I'll say it's interesting because a lot of people, if you're from Toronto, you know that we call ourselves, well, we don't call ourselves, somebody labeled it, and that's just the fact of what it is the Screwface capital. So a lot of people have their own cliques, their own sections of where they do music at. It's not really a big scene of collaborating with each other, but there's just so many artists, like all over, from Toronto to Scarborough to Brampton, Saga. They're all over the place. You know what I mean? But it's not like Atlanta where people really get together and try to, make the scene move. I think there's so many talented producers here, so many talented artists here, but we're all in our own little cubicle. You know what I mean? So that's how the scene move. Everybody's Screwface until you're really popping over in the States. When you're popping over the States, then people start, trying to show you love, and then it's crab in the bucket mentality over here too. It's a lot going on over here. There's a lot going on over here.
Yes, sir. And speaking about the crab in the barrel mentality and everything that's going on over there, it actually takes me to my other question I'm about to ask you, right? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of actually living in Canada, being of African and also Caribbean, roots? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages over there for you?
As an artist, I'll say the advantage is the government does kind of support artist independent scene in terms of like grants. So there's like a lot of different grants that independent artists can apply for that are specific to your roots or where you're from or what you represent. So it might be like a particular grant that's for indigenous artists, or a particular grant for African something, or a particular, you know what I mean? So they have these different sections of where money, if you actually apply and you do what you need to do, you can get money. I've been blessed to receive grant money for, putting together the project, letting them know what you're going to do, what you're trying to do, what's the genre, what's the audience, this, that, and the third. If you put your package together and you apply at the right time, money can come your way. So that's a really great thing in Canada. Disadvantages, the scene for Black artists particularly is there's not so many different platforms to actually like promote artists. So we have only like a few stations out here, for example. So we got like there's Flow, and then there's Vibe, then we got CBC, and there's not many different platforms to get your music on. So it's kind of, you know what I mean, just a couple spots. So that is not like in the States where you can have, there's like 100 stations here, and there's independent stations there, and there's college stations there, and there's, you know what I mean? So that's a disadvantage, especially for people who are trying to just find how to get this shit, get well. But you know what it is. So it's there's a lot of different ups and downs of being an artist out here in Canada. I think it's getting better though. It's getting better right now in terms of highlighting, Afro style records. Of course, Drake opened up the door in terms of hip hop and R&B, Weekend and Party Next Door and all these big artists out here that allow Canada to like have a spotlight on them for people all over the world to want to see and tap in and see what's going on over there. So there's a lot of ups and downs. I can't lie. It's not one more really than the other.
That's facts. So with you being having Caribbean roots and also being Nigerian, right? How would you say has that helped your music career and the development of your sound?
Well, the way that it's helped is, first of all, I have all the culture. So, you know what I mean? Like when I'm able to go, first of all, sit down and I can eat, a goosey soup and fufu, one day, and then the other day I eat my jerk chicken and rice and peas. You know what I mean? Just, as much as it's fun, those things really help tap into, vibes and flavors of what you're trying to say and how you're trying to say what you're trying to say and who you're trying to connect with. Jamaica, we all know culture, big music culture. We know that some of the greatest of all time come from Jamaica. You know what I mean? We know that hip hop even came from Jamaica. If we really want to start going deep into the roots, and Nigeria has literally taken over. Literally, it's like just the same way they say back in the day was the UK takeover. Was it UK fusion? Like invasion, the UK invasion back in the day, right? With Beatles and all these guys. That's kind of what's happening right now with Niger. Like everywhere you go is another big international artist, another big from Burna, Wiz, and Davido, Rema. And Africa in general, because we got Tyler, and of course, but we got Thames and you got our Star. There's so many big artists, and I love how they all collaborate and they wave that flag. And the world is now gravitating. You're hearing Afro beats in movies now and TV shows, things that I couldn't even imagine before. My dad would show me Afrobeat records back in the day, very cultured stuff, Fela Kuti, all these guys, and to like see it like that vibe and that sound become mainstream, and you have Jamaican artists working with Nigerian artists and African artists, and those collaborations are happening. Popcorn and Vito and all these guys, like it's just like such a beautiful thing. So it's very easy for me and my brother, who's my producer, Express, aka DJ XP, to grab these sounds and these vibes and these energies to put into our music. It's like it's not something that we had to go research and try to figure out. We were kind of like bred in it. So it was inevitable at some point that we were gonna just mix these things in. And yeah, the Nigeria side is a little bit more pronounced or louder in what we're doing. But if you really listen to the songs that we have, those Jamaican elements of the little sauce and the little peppers and the little dumpling, and they're all mixed into that makes Everything Ocean sound a particular way compared to maybe other people. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy that life has kind of done this 360 where now this is a big thing in the world. And it's like, wow, you were born like this. And there's another thing where timing is everything, which is another mantra that I like to use. Timing is everything. And it's like the timing is happening right now in my face. My dad is now listening to my music and know some of these records. I could never imagine, because if you have Nigerian parents, they want to steer you away from these things. No, what is? Go on read your book. Go on this. Go on that. What is all this? But he's there encouraging, like, oh, listen to this. Oh, I like that big bada boom you have. And it's like, wow, this is great. What a time! 2023, 2024. This is crazy. So it's an exciting time. I cannot lie to you about that.
So, and it's really funny that you mentioned that about Nigerian parents. It's actually true. They want you to be like doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, lawyers.
You see,
Yeah,
I'm saying all the how do
yeah.
you say, the white collar jobs and everything. Music, no,
Yeah.
that's
No,
a
no,
no.
no, no. What is that? What is wasting your time? Come on, come on. But it's good to hear at least new people like telling them to follow their passion because it's really something special when you're able to focus on something that you're really passionate about and you're not just live because we can't live for our parents or live for our friends or whatever. You have to do what you feel like you're supposed to do, what makes you feel good, what makes you excited to wake up in the morning. And I was lucky enough that that transition started to happen with my dad and my parents, where they started to encourage that type of lifestyle. Where at the beginning, I don't think they really were. You know what I mean? They were not really. But it's good to see that now. And plus, they see that I'm passionate. I'm taking my brother with me. It's you know what I mean? And we work hand in hand. So it's really, you can't shoot me down. That's my brother too. You shooting both brothers down? Come on, man. We can't do that. Can't do that,
So,
mama.
so tell me, how did you get started in your music career, and how did it evolve now? To the point to where now you're having your parent support. Take me through the whole journey from when you just decided to get into music up to now, to where now you and your brother doing big things, and now you have your parent support.
The funny thing is, as I said all this, technically, my dad is the one who planted the seed in the first place. Because when I was 4 years old, he put me into piano lessons, right? That was him. He did that, not me. I didn't wake up one morning and say, come on, I want to play it. He put me in piano lessons. Now, maybe they did it for a discipline or just to, you know what I mean, give me structure. But I got into piano. I was really good at it. I was excited about it. But I started to be that kid that getting into my rebel stages where I didn't really want to do what they wanted me to do. I wanted just to make my own things and play my own stuff. So, and my brother, so as we were in high school, middle school, high school, I had my own clique working on music with these guys, and my brother had his own school, at his own school, working on music with his clique and his guys, and we just do things separately. We never did nothing together. And one day we came home. I don't know when this was. It was a random time, and he was playing something, and I was playing something, and I was asking him, "What do you think I should do on this?" He's like, "Oh well, maybe try this." So as I'm doing that, and he's doing it, it's just the two of us now. We before it was 10 people over here and 15 people over here, and now there's this time where it's just me and him. We never discuss music, and we just started asking each other certain things. And from that moment, we're like, why don't we like do more things together? Like we literally live together. Like this doesn't make no sense. Like why just only with the homies down the street or down the block or whatever? Why not with each other? So we just started to do that, and we built a chemistry. And because I have another brother too, but me and him really built this chemistry of he understood what I wanted to do. I understood what he wanted to do. He wants to be the best producer out there. That's his focus. I have this voice. I do acting. I like to play with my voice. I like to do all these different types of things. So we never really stepped on each other's toes, which actually helps because you have one discipline you want to learn and get better at. He has one discipline he wants to do, get better at, and it just eventually complemented each other at the same time. We put out our first project 2016. That was just us just trying to figure it out. And, with hip hop and trap soul and vibes. And after a while, we just started to get, some notoriety out here doing shows and connecting with different artists. And as we started to learn about ourselves, especially during the pandemic, like the pandemic, as much as it really shook a lot of people were struggling trying to figure out what to do and how to, especially since you can't go outside, how you supposed to create it, like unlocked a different creation out of me and this guy. You know what I mean? And with our being locked into a studio and not being able to go anywhere, we started creating crazier vibes. And at the same time, this Afro thing was happening at this, like, you know what I mean? There was a lot of synergy, crazy divine things happening at the same time as we was developing. So I always big up the pandemic for helping me get through that and upping the level of creativity and what we were trying to do, what we were trying to say, develop our sound, got a sync deal, started getting our music into some movies and shows, and all that was happening from there. And that's when things started to really pick up for us. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We just kept going, going, going.
And I know you mentioned, you mentioned your creativity and your sound and everything, right? So,
Yeah.
right now, how would you describe your style and the sound of music?
See, for me, I know Burna is starting to popularize that term like Afrofusion. Um, but the reason like I really say Afrofusion is because there's so many different styles of music that I do, but they all come from the same place. They all have the same feeling to me. So I've always wanted to pride myself in having the ability to have a record for any time of day or experience that a listener is going through. So I want to be on that playlist. I want to be on that whatever you're going through, whether it's at the gym, you're at the gym and you need motivation, or girls are getting ready to go party, or you're just by yourself and you want to smoke or something and just be by yourself and just vibe, or you're feeling a little sad, or you're feeling, you know what I mean? Like I want to get into all of those areas because I go through all of those things. You know what I mean? So if I'm feeling like I want to be by myself, or I want to be with a bunch of people, or I want to be with my girl, or I don't want to be with my girl anymore, like I want to be able to present that feeling to people. So I like to say that my music, there's a expression, there's a feeling, there's a wanting to connect. Um, it's just so layered, yo. It's hard to really just say like, oh, this is. I don't like to be put in a box. I'll be honest with you, Anarchy. I don't like to be put in a box. I want to be able to be, if I want to go do a show with the rockers or do a show with the jump ups, or I want to do a show with the real sad, melancholy people. I want to be able to get into all those because I have those feelings all the time. So I know there has to be some people like that want to go out today and tomorrow they don't want to talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Like where is that artist that could to have all those up and down emotions like that? You know what I mean? So um yeah, I would say that. I would say that. But it's very generally I could say it's very motivational, it's very uplifting, it's very get your heart pumping, get excited generally. But then just like every human being, we have our ups and downs and whatever, I want to cater to that too.
Yes, sir. And as you mentioned, man, this is something I always tell everyone, versatility is the key. You gotta be versatile. You see what I'm saying? To have any
Yeah.
type of longevity or to grab any type of major attention in this music career. And speaking about grabbing attention and doing great things in the music game, you just mentioned getting a sync deal. So could you tell me some more about your sync deal and possibly any more highlights in your music career?
Um, I just shout out my sync company, Greater Goods. I had that conversation or met them during the pandemic times when what was that? There was an app that was really big. Um, was it
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse? Clubhouse. Jesus, yo, Clubhouse. I was getting my thing off in Clubhouse. It was what a time. My God, what a time. But I met Mike. He's the CEO over there. That's spot's based out in LA, and somebody in there. And this is a key for artists. There was somebody in there in the chat that was bigging me up heavy, and I didn't even know who this person was. Right? I had no idea who this person was, but he was speaking about me like he knew me. But that was because he was following what I was doing. He was hearing about how I am at like shows or here. So there's that thing about people talking about you behind your back, but in a good way. He was one of those guys. So he's there vouching for me and talk to these guys. And then they went from that time to go check it to the catalog. And then they say, yeah, we want to sign you, put you on to, a sync deal, which is something that I've been looking for, to be honest, but I didn't really know where to go for that because I know money is in that, right? Money is not in streaming. Money's in sync deals, like getting placements. You know what I mean? So that was like probably one of the biggest highlights for me because hearing my song in a show or in a series on HBO or Star and what have you. And my first thing I did was with DoorDash, and I had to like craft a record for them for their docket. So when I'm seeing stuff like that happen, I'm like, yo, we're starting to crack the matrix, yo. Like that's how I talk to my brother. I'm like, yo, we're cracking the matrix because right there, that's us, yo. That's us right there. So there's quite a few stuff that we've been doing with that and starting to even get more. And then at the same time, I'm doing my acting. So I got to shout out my agent, Frank DaCosta, who because of The Voice, I'm starting to do a lot of voice acting stuff. So my voice is in commercials and some of these things. I even doing a rap for like New York Fries and and my voice at Pizza Hut. And then that's that thing, right? I'm starting with voice and rapping and beatboxing and now it's transitioned to my voice. They hear something in your voice and say, hey, we want you to say this or do that. So it's not even just the rap. Clearly something nice about my voice. Thank God for that, eh? But thank God for it. Trust me. Trust me. So that was those all of those are great highlights for me. Great highlight for me was even opening up for supporting Rema when he came out to Toronto because that was a big show. A huge show. He did a back to back. He did History, which is Drake's spot. And then he did Rebel, and I did Day Two. That was crazy because first of all, you already know it's hard to be an opener for a big artist, and they people them come for just see that person, all right? So I know my role, but when I'm there and the people are vibing and the people are being entertained and they don't want me to really rush off for Rema, who I came to see too, that's a big blessing for me too. So, that's a highlight. And just getting more connections with a lot of these uh these curators on all these playlists, especially like on Spotify, get connecting with a lot of the African curators that are putting our faces and putting our songs on high playlists that are allowing people to discover us. And it's just a discovery right now. That's what Everything Ocean is about, discovery. So you discover me, whether from DJs, you discover me from playlists, you discover me on the commercial, you discover me from, going to a Jays game and you hear my song in the stadium and yo, wait, that sounds familiar. That's that guy sounds like the guy on this or the guy on that. I got to big up Four Corners out here. Four Corners, he really championed. That's my brother. That's Four Corners is my like brother for real. We have a record. We have a record called Gula out, and that was our first billboard that me and him had out in Toronto downtown. Our big face up there with each other. You know what I mean? And he's out there at the Raptors games playing my record. People message me on here. Oh, I heard this guy's so though I'm trying to man, it's all these webs that I'm connecting everything to that is what Everything Ocean is, or how I'm starting to get this momentum, they call it. And even though while you're in it, you don't feel it, it just feels like, just another day. But when I'm connecting with big people like DJ Anarchy, I know say I'm doing something right. And that's not even me, that's for true. I know something is happening right now. Maybe I'll find out later on, where this train is gonna go. But I appreciate all these little things that are creating this momentum.
So, and speaking about having a momentum and being discovered and connecting with different people in the game and everything and doing big
Yeah.
things. I recently saw you connected with Odumodublvck.
Yeah. Big Gala.
Yeah, man, big artist. So tell me, man, how did that connection and everything come about?
So the song that me and Kala have is called Alabeke 2, right? But so there is an Alabeke one, the first one. And that record, when we put it out on my previous EP, it was like a record that a lot of people was gravitating towards. Like the DSPs were gravitating towards it on countless playlists. DJs were slowly starting to play it at that time. It was a crowd pleaser of a song when I do it at shows. So anytime I did a show and I did a La Beke, people went mad. So one of my homies who's like I can say he's like an African ambassador out here. They call him Fusi Hype. So Fusi Hype would always tell me, yo, you need a remix for this. We need to get somebody big on this because I'm telling you, this is one of them ones. I'm telling you. So I say, yeah, I know. I gotta look, I gotta see it. He's like, no, you have to. And then one day he sent me a video or a post from Odumodublvck. He sent it to me. This was early on, So this is before he signed his deal with Def Jam. So he sent me one of the posts and he said, you need to try to connect with this guy because he's starting to bubble. I'm starting to hear some stuff about him. And he does your type of style in terms of that Afro, that drill, but he's in Nigeria and he's starting to pop right now. Maybe this is the time to gravitate towards somebody before they get too big and you can't reach out to them. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna try to reach out. I know that, people don't like to check their IGs, DMs a lot. I am one of them, so I'm not gonna blame nobody, but I said, hey, sure, let me try. I hit him up. And then there was another artist named Morello. He also said, hey, I might know somebody in the camp of Odumodublvck. I might know them. Reach out to this person too if Odumodu doesn't hit up. So there's two people that were kind of like vouching like, yo, you need to get Odumodu. So I hit up Odumodu and he actually did respond. He responded and I told him, Bo, I want to get you this on this record, blah, 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 blah. I showed him a video clip of a video that I have of that record. And the man said, I've heard this record before. So he said, yeah, I seen it because one, there was a Niger station out there called Niger 102 FM. They were playing the original already in Nigeria. And he also seen a post because yes, guys, you can use your Instagram ads and put some money to it and target areas. So I did the Live the video. I targeted Nigeria in certain Lagos and Abuja, and I tagged Ghana and some of these areas. And he said on his timeline, that song came on his feed. So he said, oh, I already rock with the record. Let's do it. So I sent it to him. We started working, talking, and he's a great guy, man. He's not like how he portrays himself. That is really how he is. That's really how he is. You call me, we talk, voice notes back. When he first made it, he called me on FaceTime and say, I need to show you what God has told me to say on this record. And he's rapping the whole thing to me. Like we were super, super hype, super, super hype. So it was a really big deal for us to go to his sold out tour and hit one of the stages. It was Silver Spring in the in Washington area, that DMV area, and open up for him, support him, and then connect with him after the show. It was a great thing. He was excited to finally see each other in real life instead of FaceTime and texts and all this stuff. But he's a good guy, man. I'm excited. I'm happy that the record is doing well. A lot of DJs are supporting. Shout out my boy Anthony. A lot of people are starting to connect with the record. And it's just, I knew there was something special about it. But it's in this world, man, you just make records and you just kind of go like, I got to go do the next one. I got to go do the next one. I got to go do the next one. But as we see today in the new world, in the streaming era, man, you can make a record 3 years ago and now it starts popping today. You can make a record you can always continue to find ways to promote it, to create content to it, keep performing it. And just because it's old to you, don't mean it's it's old to somebody else. It's brand new to somebody else. It's brand new. I got a big up Four Corners. He's playing it at the Raptors games and going crazy with it. You know what I mean? So, and some of the stations out here. So, and in Nigeria. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. My brother gave Odumodu a pack of beats because he said, yo, I need these. I need these. So hopefully my brother and Odu is gonna have some stuff coming soon too,
Yes, sir. So OShauN, tell me what is the meaning of Alabeke?
Well, Beke. Basically, the way I'm saying it in this record is, I say the main hook is, I get the money in Beke, so it's white man land. So, I'm basically saying I get the money, I grind, I do what I need to do in the white man's land. However, when I get that money, I bring it back a bit. I bring it back to my people. I bring it back to my family. I bring it back to my group. You know what I mean? I don't just sit over there and stay over there. I'm taking it and I'm helping my people. So that's the energy of and the meaning of Alabeke, White Man's Land. And it's fun. It's fun to like introduce these phrasings and stuff to people who don't know, the Igbo language. That's a tribe in Nigeria, guys. I know Yoruba is like one of the biggest ones, all the biggest artists from Yoruba. But Igbo is here too, you know what I mean? So Odumodublvck, he's Igbo, so he connected right away with it. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I like to sprinkle some phrasings into my records to connect and introduce the African styles to the people that are out there. You know.
You have to, and that is one of the elements that's gonna make you unique and make you stand out. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. 100. I believe that. So we're starting to do that a lot more, because you have your Nigerian artists that are right from there that have all this fire and these flavors and these vibes, and then you have the Canadians or the Americans or the UK people who have their vibe and their style. But to be able to grab some of this here and grab some of this there, I don't think there's many people in that lane. So that's what I'm most excited about. You know what I mean? To have some of this English, a lot of this English, and teaching people some of that, but they can understand it from someone like me compared to they may not understand it from someone like Odumodu, particularly because of how of how the language barriers may be for some. But I'm bringing that gap so they'll want to know more or whatever. Like that's like the exciting part for me. So I gotta do that, man. Plus, I eat my fufu and my oxtail, so I gotta mix it up still. You know what I mean? And I burger on the side. Is it?
Facts. Big up yourself on definitely, showcasing, the Nigerian side and everything, but also don't forget, you gotta showcase, you have to showcase the Jamaican thing too. You know what I mean?
I have dear family members that tell me to say they're waiting right now. I gotta big up who I gotta big up Stonebwoy because Stonebwoy's out here bringing that dancehall Afro mix together. You know what I mean? As an African, showing a lot of that Jamaican style, and he won a whole bunch of awards the other day. So I gotta big him up. But I have some of those things. DJ Anarchy, trust me. Let me tell you, there's things that me I'll cook still. You know what I mean? There's things in the oven. You know what I mean? I just have to get some of this. You know what I mean? Trust me. I promise you, we have them things. I'm telling you.
So, and speaking about having things in the oven, what could we expect from you in the future?
I have another record coming out in a few weeks called Basmati, featuring another Nigerian Canadian artist named Bolu. So that's coming out soon. I'm gonna get you that too, so you can just catch the vibe. It's a very sexy summer vibe. You know what I mean? For the gal down for sure. And that's all of this is leading to my project, which I don't like to put out dates because things happen, but summertime, before summer's over, the project will be out. The project will be out. The album will have some of these records, like I said, Alabeke 2 and Basmati and Big Bada Boom, which I put out a few weeks ago or a month ago. So, I'm just trying to put all these vibes together and package it up. And there's a storyline. So when you actually listen to the album and with the interludes and these vibes, it makes everything, all these songs make sense together. It's like, wow, this guy really has something going on still. So I'm excited for people to actually hear it in the context of what we were thinking in the first place, So yeah, I'm excited for that. So look out for it. Summertime, late summertime. Energy is everything. That's what the project is called.
Yes, so I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout, and I'm also gonna be on the lookout, for a little Jamaican interlude with you eating a little oxtail and then a little Jamaican something, just dropping a big Jamaican crossover tune. I'm definitely
I
looking out for it.
I promise you, be one of the first to get that one. I'm telling you, the mix is coming. Trust me.
So Ocean, it's about that time,
Yes, sir.
Everyone tune in right now, to the Tropical Takeover show. It's about that time where I'm gonna have you officially introduce Beke and bust it to the world. Let's go.
Hey yo, it's EverythingOShauN with my brother DJ Anarchy, and right now you're listening to Beke 2 featuring the Industry Machine, aka Big Kala, Odumodublvck, right here. We're going crazy. Hope y'all enjoy it, man. EO season is the reason.
Yes, sir. I get the money in Beke.
I get the money in Beke. Don't forget.
And I go what? And I go bring it where?
And I go bring you back. Hey. Are we doing a part 3? DJ Anarchy part 3?